Hi, this is CA Apurva Jaisamha and you're with me on G for GST, a YouTube channel exclusively dedicated to GST. We have content ranging from bare basics to intricate nuances of the GST laws. First things first. Cheers to one and all for having completed a whole financial year amidst a global pandemic. FY 2022 has already begun. Yet, let's take a few minutes to reflect on the new changes effective April 2021 and what measures that businesses have to caution themselves about so that your new financial year is not riddled with non compliances. So, let's get started. This video is brought to you by Filing Hour, India's first professional services aggregation platform. It is available on Play Store. Download the application and help us connect you to a host of professionals for meeting your compliance needs. Your compliances are now just a click away. E-invoicing, e-invoicing, e-invoicing. Electronic invoicing has been a rage for most of last year. Government initially started its applicability with the biggest of the big with more than 500 crores, slowly brought it down to 100 crores and now it is 50 crores. So if you are a registered business house and having turnover of more than 50 crores, then the concept and the provisions of e-invoicing is applicable to you effective from April 2021. Now, if you're alien to what is e-invoicing and how is it done and why is it done and what is its impact and where all it triggers, please feel free to watch our video on this very channel about e-invoicing in this link above. Moving on. The catch about e-invoicing's applicability effective from April 2021 for business houses with turnover exceeding 50 crores is that your turnover may not necessarily exceed 50 crores in FY21. Let's be honest, FY21 has been really hard on anybody and any business. So your business turnover may not necessarily exceed 50 crores in FY21. But if it has in either 17-18, 18-19 or 19-20, in such instances, the whole concept of e-invoicing will still get triggered to you. So, request all business houses to go back in time over the last 3 financial years, check if your business has exceeded 50 crores mark in any financial year, and if so, please ensure that you implement the provisions of electronic invoicing on all tax invoices that you raise effective from April 21. A little and a tiny extension of this electronic invoicing concept to businesses with more than 500 crores turnover is the requirement to impose a dynamic QR code on all B2C invoices effective from April 21. So this has been a long drawn process, started from December of 2020, then gave a breather till March of 2021, and then now it is pushed to 30th of June 2021. But effective from 1st July, as we speak on this date, all business houses with turnover exceeding 500 crores are required to issue the B2C invoices, that is typically the sales made to unregistered persons, with a dynamic QR code embedded on each such invoice. So, whilst the extension or any further breather on this particular dynamic QR code is still awaited, we have 3 whole months, a gamut of time to understand and implement this QR code embedded electronic invoices for all B2C transactions. So little did we take a breather from the electronic invoicing concept, the HSN code saga is back again. Here, I would like to reminisce about my experience, your experience, and the nation's experience in relation to HSN codes in the initial days of GST transitioning. It was extremely turbulent. What are these HSN codes? Are they even where to find them? What am I selling? Is this HSN code even correct to my product? What is Google's opinion about the correctness of this HSN code? Sometimes the suppliers agree, sometimes the customers do not agree, and moreover, is HSN and SAC the same thing? So yes, all this is once again back. With effect from April of 2021, all the businesses with aggregate turnover exceeding 5 crore rupees are mandated to mention a 6-digit HSN code on their tax invoices. For all those businesses with turnover less than 5 crore rupees, a 4-digit HSN code has been mandated. So let's all be very quick, jump into this HSN bandwagon and make sure that wherever a 6-digit HSN code is triggered, the same is mentioned, and wherever a 4-digit HSN code is triggered, that is also correctly mentioned. Now, in case you have any queries about the applicability of this HSN or what HSN is triggered for your business, product or service, you can ping us at the coordinates given below. Furthermore, where do we find these HSN codes? Now, there are two sources of getting these HSN codes. For 4-digit HSN codes for goods and services, you can simply refer to the principal rate notifications under GST, which is 1 of 2017 for goods and 11 of 2017 for services. You will have the list of 4-digit HSN codes. Whereas if you are a big business house, turnover is more than 5 crores and you have to figure out the 6-digit HSN code, your source of information can be the customs tariff, which is available on the CBIC portal. So good luck in your HSN revamping journey. On the same lines of HSN codes, we go into our next important thing in the new financial year, that is making sure that you issue all your statutory documents with a new and unique series starting from April 2021. So whether it is your tax invoice, your bill of supply, your credit debit notes, receipt vouchers and payment vouchers, including a delivery challan, whatever is it that you are issuing in this new financial year, make sure that it is issued with a new and unique serial number. Next thing up is for all exporters. All exporters out there, remember to renew your LUTs. And if you're exporting for the very first time in this new financial year, then make sure that you do apply for an LUT online, letter of undertaking in form RFD 11 before you undertake the export. Now this is completely electronic and this is available on the common portal and is literally a 5-minute job. So you make sure that you have a valid and predated LUT for both exports of goods as well as for services. There has to be an LUT in place in order to make your exports duty free. So renew your LUTs or apply for a fresh LUT before you make an export. Now this is to the attention of all small taxpayers, that is taxpayers with aggregate turnover of up to 5 crore rupees. The portal will automatically convert you people into the QRMP scheme, that is the quarterly return and monthly payment scheme. So on or before 30th of April 2021, in case you do not intend to continue in this scheme, in case you want to pay your taxes every month, file your returns every month, and you have to opt out of the composition scheme, you have to do that before 30th of April 2021. So for all taxpayers, the last date to opt out of the QRMP scheme for the quarter April, May and June of 2021 is 30th of April 2021. Now, this is to the attention of all those taxpayers who are basically dealing in goods. You could be a manufacturer or you could be a simple trader. All the registered tax persons who are basically dealing in goods would definitely take a stock of their produce as on 31st of March 2021. Now, in case as a result of this stock taking activity, you decide that a certain portion of your stock is either damaged or destroyed or is unfit for consumption or has been stolen, or for any other reason you are just writing off the stock because it has become obsolete, make sure you also reverse the corresponding input tax credit that you have availed on the stock once upon a time. So whilst you pass the entries in books of accounts for stock write-off and year-end finalization, the corresponding ITC reversals also have to be given effect to. So with this, I think you got a quick glimpse into the different types of caution points and new things that you have to implement come this financial year FY 2022. So for any kind of consultancy, assistance and support that is needed in GST compliances, you can download our application Filing Hour available on Play Store. You can also write your queries in the comment section down below and we are sure to revert. You can directly reach us in the coordinates given in the description box. To stay updated on GST and to know everything that is happening latest on the GST front, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon.